Out of all these shoes from Way of Wade, this one is probably my favorite. It might sound weird, let's see why. What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Lucas. If you're new here, I'm a professional basketball player reviewing basketball shoes. So make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my reviews. Now, why do I think the Son of Flash is Way of Wade's best shoe? I do admit it might sound weird. The Way of Wade 10 is probably a goated shoe, one of the best basketball shoes of all time. And they also have some other really good options like the All City line. We've got the AC11 Volume 2, the AC12 is a great performer. We've got the 803 line with amazing shoes like the 803 Ultra and some other good budget shoes. But in my opinion, the Son of Flash is the best shoe, at least for me, at my current state, simply because I love everything about this shoe. It might sound weird. I love the design, I love the traction, I love the cushioning, the materials and the support. And most importantly, I love the fit of the shoe. The toe box is very narrow and I have a crazy wide midfoot, so I wasn't sure if they were going to fit me. But as you can see, the midfoot area right here is actually relatively wide. And that's insanely important for me because especially my right foot, so this foot where this shoe belongs, has a really wide midfoot. It protrudes out like this and really hurts if shoes are too narrow. So for example, the 803 Ultra, it's an amazing performer, but it's very narrow, essentially right here where my right foot is so wide. So that's why I can't play with them as much. And that's why I really enjoy the Son of Flash. I got them about a week ago, finally. I didn't get them last year. They're initially released in 2023 for $135. In the meantime, the price has gone up. They're $160 now, I do believe. There are 3 colorways available on the official Way of Wade website. If you want to cop them, you can find a link to the website in my bio, or in the link tree in my bio. And let's get straight into performance, starting with the traction performance. As you can see, we have a kind of flash type outsole. We have a big lightning bolt. Around that, we have a herringbone pattern. And if we go closer and look at the flash, we have some little flashes inside the flash. Really cool design, and it performs insanely well. It doesn't have the loudest squeak, but it's got one of the best bites I've experienced so far. Indoors on clean courts, indoors on dusty courts, and also outdoors. It's insanely durable as well, made from Way of Wade's tough OS rubber, made essentially for outdoors. It's got way higher durability to use on a lot of their shoes, and I can really recommend them. I also have a best shoes for outdoors list on my channel, make sure to check that out. Moving on to the cushioning setup, it's a very interesting setup because it's a mix of 2 types of cushioning. For once we have a boom setup in the heel and forefoot, and we have a full length cloud foam setup. So it's a dual cushioning setup with great impact protection in the heel. It's not too high off the ground, but you still feel protected. There's a good amount of compression and you've got just the right amount of impact protection in the forefoot while still keeping that nice low to the ground feel that every guard or wing that plays fast, plays at a high pace needs. So these are essentially the perfect shoe for guards. The weight is also really low. I haven't measured them, but it's probably the lightest shoe Way of Wade has released alongside the second iteration of the Flash line, the Wade Flash. These are lighter, but these are also a mix of a lifestyle and performance shoe. So going back to the cushioning setup, that's also why these are so nice for outdoors, because if you're playing on concrete courts or in general on any outdoor court, you do need a good amount of impact protection, otherwise wear and tear on your knees and on your joints will be too high. Moving on to the supportive features, another interesting aspect about this shoe, I usually don't like shoes without a shank plate. Those do not feature a shank plate where it's traditionally found, but they have a Flash TPU wing right here. It's not only a cool design feature, it also does something for the shoe. It provides good torsional support. You can't move out over the shoe bed because you have this big flash right here. So essentially here you do have a good amount of forefoot flex, but as you can see, the flex stops right where the flash starts. And if the shoe flexes in this area right here, it doesn't have good torsional support. At least in my opinion, I don't like it, because where do our feet flex if we move? They flex here in the forefoot. So I don't like when a shoe doesn't have support here, because that's where my feet need support, and here that's exactly where they need to be flexible. Also here, if you move them side to side, they hold up very well, surprisingly well for a shoe without a shank plate essentially. So I really like that about them as well. And another thing I do like a lot is that they have a little bit of a curved outsole, similar to where they put them, the Way of Wade 10. Here you can see it even better. We have a little bit of a curved shape here. I'm going to put the close-ups as well for everybody to see better. And the Son of Flash is kind of a light version of the Waveweight 10. Also the price is lower, the 10s, the highs go for 220. These are 160 now, so definitely a good budget option if you're comparing if you should get the Waveweight 10 or the Son of Flash. They're very similar in my opinion. So we have this nice curve in the outsole, which gives the shoe a good amount of spring back, even though they don't have the shank plate. And now for the last performance aspect, the materials. They're also very nice and pretty good for 160 or for going from last year 135 price tag. We have a knitted synthetic, like a mesh, with a little bit of an overlay as well, so if you're playing outdoors and you drag your toes, they will be perfect for that. It's pretty durable, it holds up well, it's very soft, it's thin, it's breathable. What's very interesting is the lacing system as well. Here on the side we have those plastic knit or lace loops essentially. They really hold the foot well on the footbed. That's also a feature why they are so nice and supportive even without the shank plate. And we have a nice and padded tongue with a traditional mesh material right here. The heel features a mesh here as well, and it's a very comfortable setup. It's padded, not too much, not too little, just the perfect amount to keep them low profile, to keep them nice and light, and to make them breathable and good for outdoor basketball as well. Overall, it's one of my favorite shoes. I explained why. They fit my feet well, they have really nice performance. If I could change something, I would add a carbon fiber shank plate just to add a little bit of an extra spring, because that's something you're used to from Waveweight shoes. They all have carbon fiber shank plates. These even have 2 overlapping shank plates. And even the shoes with the drop-in midsole have a carbon fiber plate on the outside and a TPU plate on the drop-in midsole, so they're reinforced. So if you're used to playing with Waveweight shoes, it might be a little bit weird to not have that feeling of the carbon fiber in there, but apart from that, these are really an amazing shoe, especially if you're playing outdoors and indoors. If you're looking for a shoe for both outdoors, indoors, these will hold up so well. They've got such a deep and thick traction pattern that they will be very durable, even if you use them for a big amount of time. I'm getting myself a second colorway as well. I really like the all white colorway. And I love this one with the little accents of pink, blue, yellow. Just really nice shoes. Fit me very well, and that's why I actually think that's currently for me the best shoe on the market from Waveweight. I haven't gotten the Waveweight 11s yet, but currently I do prefer these over the Waveweight 10s because they are also a little bit more narrow here in the midfoot. As I said, midfoot is extremely wide, and these have this little plastic overlay right here. So that's why I prefer the Son of Flash over the Waveweight 10 at my current state. Of course, if we're going just from performance overall for every basketball player, the 10s will probably be better, also more expensive. So if you're on a little bit of a budget and you're looking for a good shoe for wide or a wide midfoot that you can use indoors and outdoors, the Son of Flash is the perfect shoe for you. With that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and comment your thoughts on the Son of Flash. Thanks for watching. See you next time for more performance reviews.